Yo, let's have some fun, man. It's holidays on the house at DraftKings Casino. DraftKings is offering a warm welcome to new players with $100 instantly in casino credits with just a $10 wager. Come on now. Plus, everyone can get in on the action with a holiday reward every week. So sign up with code NOCHASER5 because the holiday cheer is here only on DraftKings Casino.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 and over. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Opt-in required. Casino credits are non-withdrawable and expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos.
Loathing,
Unadulterated loathing
for your hair, your face,
Your
clothing.
clothing.
I loathe it all.
Every little thing that never saw makes me wanna be.
You know more than us.
Yeah. I love you, bitch.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Don't Chase Podcast. I'm Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
I'm Nikki Blades.
Wow. Great intro. Great intro. Today we have a very special guest. You've seen this person all over the internet. Most recently, they joined the brand new version of the Try Guys. Make some noise for Ash Perez. Let's go. Cheers.
Sorry for making y'all drink IPAs at 10:45.
It's okay. I haven't had one in a long time.
Man, look. I took that sip. I forgot it was an IPA.
Oh, no.
I took this. I was like,
Tastes like
This ain't
breakfast.
great.
Yeah.
this ain't great.
Burn, it's just wheat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
hearty.
It's a hearty hoppy situation, you know.
I
What?
think hops taste like weed water.
Kind of.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Have you had now they just have drinks that are just hops and like seltzer?
Why?
You had those? Yeah. I don't know. If you like the IPA, then
Rick?
you like the vibe.
So Rick has never had alcohol in his entire life.
Or smoke. Have you ever smoked?
Nope.
No, nothing.
Wow.
This shit
He's
right here,
clean. Tastes like
You-
a bong.
bong water,
Bong water? That's
Bong
crazy.
water.
but in the best
Now-
way possible,
Now, I've
man.
had bong water before. Imagine.
I'm not a monster.
Y'all don't smoke it. Y'all don't smoke it?
Exactly. When everybody leaves.
That's his
take a little
kombucha.
Oh
He
my
waits till it grows that like thing on the top.
The mother.
the SCOBY.
Skim it.
Yeah. Or
I'm glad you brought up. I'm glad you came in with Wicked because I
Yeah.
literally just watched a reel that my wife sent me. It was a mother who was upset. I don't know if she was like super religious or what, but she's like, I took my little babies
Oh my gosh.
to go watch Wicked.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a great movie for the family because she loves Ariana Grande, she loves princesses, and we left the theater. Now they believe in witchcraft. They believe in it was nothing but witch magic. They believe in the power of hell. And then
power of hell?
she's like,
Stupid.
one of my daughters fell off the roof trying to fly off a broom.
So it's a joke.
No, it's real,
She's
dog.
serious?
It's a real mom. Yeah,
you
no.
need to teach your daughter about physics.
Right.
Don't let your daughter get on the roof. How's she
learning
get up there?
Yeah.
Teaching moment.
Look at watch your fucking kid.
How'd you get it on the roof?
When she grabbed the broom and went outside, you didn't think nothing.
She's cleaning, finally.
Cleaning that roof. Well, Ash Perez,
Yep.
BuzzFeed, Try Guys. Wait, where are you from?
I'm from San Diego.
Oh,
Yeah.
San Diego. I love San
Originally.
Diego.
You know, it was like I thought it was a worse place to grow up because it's boring if you can't do anything like as a kid. But
Mm.
now I long to live in San Diego again and like not deal with parking and have open space and have a beach and like all of that.
San Diego's lit. I love San
Yeah.
Diego.
As somebody who grew up next to cows
Mm.
in the middle of nowhere, hearing someone who grew up in San Diego
Yeah.
say that was boring.
Yeah.
was really interesting.
Let me ask you a question. Why? Because hella.
Yeah.
Did you say hella growing up?
No, that's NorCal. My cousin said hella.
So I always thought that too, but like everybody I know in San Diego says hella. So it would like go Bay Area, skip LA, and then go to San Diego. Like mad people I knew from San Diego said hella.
Oh, maybe they all had cousins in NorCal like me.
Well, you know how the Bay thinks LA steals everything from them. Maybe they're confusing LA with San Diego.
Oh,
I mean, it's
that
all the
makes
same,
sense.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And what is your ethnic makeup?
Guess.
I love playing this game.
Yeah, me too.
Guess first.
I
There's
hate it. I always say
there's
something
three-
wrong.
Fun game.
There's 3 things.
Okay.
Okay, there's 3.
3 things. Okay. African American.
2%, just like everyone else in the world.
That's right. Didn't make the top 3,
Yeah.
but
Let's see.
Filipino.
Yep.
Yeah, that's San Diego had me leaning towards Filipino as well.
Okay.
Half
Perez.
Filipino.
Half
Ah,
Filipino.
okay.
Not that Perez isn't from.
No?
Yeah.
Shit.
Spanish. No.
Okay. So well
Close.
if the okay, so some type of Filipino.
Got to be a white in there. You got some white in you?
I got-
the eye squinted. So what's
Wait, that's-
European?
It's shit, that's that.
Look.
if it's white in you, the eyes open a little bit.
Yeah.
Shut up. Yeah.
So the Spanish is not, my last name Perez is not from the Filipinos. So there is some kind of Spanish.
Right,
But
right,
it's
right.
not
Portuguese?
Spain. No.
No. Okay, so and you said some type of white as well.
Well, white Spanish.
White.
You know, Hispanics are crazy because they can be any race and
That's
then
true.
they're Hispanics.
Yeah.
Whites.
What they look like in Ecuador.
Okay,
Not like me.
Filipino.
It's so different playing this game with somebody else.
Oh, because she's a bunch of shit too.
Yeah, so I
Oh.
can do top 3 with you, Joe.
Yeah, okay.
We
Ooh,
share
I gotta
one.
guess.
We share one.
We
share,
do?
We share Filipino.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's go.
I'm another Asian and then a type of Latin.
Okay.
Chinese?
Thank you for the
Not
hint.
Chinese.
Okay.
Japanese.
No, but East
Korean?
Asian.
Oh.
Yep.
Korean.
Oh, okay.
Korean.
Word. Koreans, they just be
Filipino?
trying to do
Korean?
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Korean,
I'm
Filipino.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And Filipino
Mhm.
and Irish.
That's in there.
Yeah.
Let's see. How famous
Ah.
is this Latin side for their food?
Ooh.
Well, in LA, everybody fucks with this Latin food. There's multiple chains and the line's out the door. There's your other.
So it's
When
not
s-
Dominican.
No.
Nah.
When
Nah.
someone brings this bag, it's a yellow bag. Everyone goes crazy.
A yellow bag.
Oh,
course.
well,
See,
there's
like,
a Cuban.
You don't want to just say
Yeah,
Mexican.
Because you go to
Cuban?
Versailles.
Yeah.
Cuban.
Portos.
Bang, Ricky
Yeah,
Ricardo.
exactly.
They call me Cuban
Cuban.
Pete.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I
Cuban
did
beer.
Yeah,
not
I
know
wouldn't have
those.
thought that.
No.
Yeah.
Because when I think of like prevalent Hispanic food out here that's not Mexican,
Yeah.
What
had
is
to be
there?
Cuban. Yeah,
It's Cuban, yeah.
Is it? Okay.
We don't have like that much Puerto Rican food. It's more
No.
East Coast. There's like, it's Cuban out here. Yeah, I'm Cuban,
Ah.
Korean, and Filipino.
Tight. Do you
Yeah.
speak any of those languages?
All of them a little. Well, I actually
Wow.
don't. Tagalog, I speak the least.
Okay.
Speak Spanish. I lived in Korea for a year.
Tight.
So I speak a little, but it's like growing up, none of those things were cool, and now K-pop and then Latin music have like all music now is Latin or K-pop, and
You're
I'm like,
winning.
damn, yeah, but it took a while. I was like, I already feel like a loser, and now it's like all
so
right,
I'm trending right now.
yeah, literally, 35 years later.
I mean, these damn Koreans, they just think they're so cool,
Yeah.
dude.
I
think
think
it
they're cool too.
I know,
Okay?
but they are cool. That's the
They
thing. That's what's
are.
fucked up.
Yeah, that's what's fucked up about Koreans. They think they're cool.
They
So
want.
here's the problem, man.
It's like
they're cool as shit.
Well, because there was always that stereotype of like, oh, Korea #1, and they think they're the best, and then it's like, fuck, they're the best.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was in Korea when Gangnam Style came out, so I watched
shit.
the very beginning
Oh,
of. All my friends were like, "You know Psy?" And I'm like, "No, that's not how it works." Also, the amount of friends that I had that asked me if I lived in. I'm so sorry. This IPA is the Bong water's
Goddamn
getting me.
hops.
The hops are hopping. They were like, "Are you in North or South Korea?" I'm like, "Well, I'm talking to you on Facebook, Brittany. So you guess which one I'm in."
Hilarious. Did you? I mean, San Diego's pretty diverse, though, right? You didn't deal with no crazy shit growing up.
No, I did. I was mainly with like Mexican and white people. So like the Asian part of me, you know, I was very always emphasizing that I was Cuban more than anything because that's like the thing that made me cool, even though that was like the least. And also nobody believed me.
Yeah, but like it's got crazy. Like people, for some reason, old old Mexicans out here in LA and old Asians be looking mad. It's like, wait, are you?
Which are you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You never know.
Yeah,
They're all in K-Town. So
yeah, right?
So you said you lived in Korea for a year?
Yeah, I taught English there. I was working after college. I didn't have a job. And so I went to go work at my dad's dental office. And it was terrible with my mom and my dad. And I was like, how do I get out of here? And my aunt was like, I think Korea is hiring. And I was like, the country? And then I was like, that's far enough away. And then I literally applied and like moved out there, didn't know the language, didn't know anyone, moved for a whole year.
Like that?
Yeah.
Is that easy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Korea needs every school needs a native English speaker. So it's an easy job to, you have to get accredited and stuff. But
Interesting.
yeah.
What
My English isn't that
what'd
good.
you do out there again?
Taught English.
Sorry, I zoned out for like 10 seconds. I know.
Which, by the way, teaching English is basically kids asking you completely logical questions and you going, this language makes no sense. I'm so sorry. You're going to be fucked forever. Like, if you're not a native speaker,
Yeah.
they're going to, it's just like,
They're though, tough, through?
yeah, literally fit. And they're like, I'm so sorry. And Korean notoriously is one of the only languages that has no exceptions to any rules and it's completely phonetic.
Oh,
So
shit.
you can learn Korean really quick. I'm like, so you guys are trying to go from the most logical language in the world to English.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah,
And
we got
I'm
all this
like,
bullshit.
yeah.
And that's so funny because the whole through, enough, though issue, it immediately makes me think of Ricky Ricardo,
Yes.
who's Cuban.
Yes.
Wow.
Full circle.
Whoa, and then we got Lucille Ball. I'm like,
Yeah.
sir, this is crazy.
Low key, I thought that was her at first.
I Spice this generation's Lucille
Oh
Ball.
my God.
Don't
She's
do
known
that.
for her zany
Don't do that
comedies.
to Lucille Ball.
That's so funny.
Lucy couldn't twerk.
That you
We don't
know
know that.
of. That you
We
know of.
know
Don't
that.
disrespect
She looked like she
Lucille
could throw
Ball.
it back.
Yeah.
She was married to a Cuban after all.
That's
Yeah,
right.
she's
She knew what she was doing.
You look like a freak for sure.
A freak, yes.
Yeah.
A twerker, no.
Okay, so you are the first trans try guy.
Yes.
How'd
I
that
am.
come about?
I am friends with those guys from BuzzFeed,
Mhm.
and we were kind of just like talking and hanging out. And you know, they asked me like, "How's your transition going?" And I think a lot of people expected it to be like not sad, but just more, I don't know, serious. And I was like, it's fucking hilarious. Like the things that I'm dealing with and that I'm learning, and that like I don't understand men and the men. We just had one of the moments that is one of my hardest moments.
Which
is
one?
When we just met outside. I'm supposed to do the like dap thing or whatever, and then I went in to hug you, and you're like, "Oh, are we hugging?" I'm like, "Fuck, I fucked it up again."
Well, to be
I
fair,
fucked it up again. I've done it so many times.
Tim does not
no.
dap anybody up. He
No,
hugs
oh, really?
everyone.
no. To be fair, when I see the extended arm, I ask everybody, "Are we hugging or dapping?" So I don't know if it's gonna be one of these or are we immediately hugging.
Listen, I've never dapped anyone correctly in my life,
But
I always end up with this sort of like patting you down TSA style.
But I'm glad you brought this up because I wanted to ask this. Okay,
Yes, ask any questions are askable.
how
here.
long ago did you transition? First of all,
It's been like 2 years after my dad died. I transitioned, kind of tied to that. And
Shit, I'm next.
yeah,
Sorry,
Yep.
Nikki,
my
but
dad
let-
just died.
Yeah.
Sorry.
cool. Cheers.
Cheers.
Dead dad
Sorry.
club.
I just felt like it was a funny time for
it's Nikki, please, I love
In
that
the
joke.
water.
My bad.
I love you for that joke. I love you for that joke.
Sorry.
I was gonna ask. Okay, and as you said, like a few years ago, then.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years. I got my top surgery a year ago and then started testosterone like a year ago too. So
Okay, word. Well, first of all,
Yeah.
how's that going?
it's great. My feet are growing. It sucks. Like, this is what I'm telling you. It's like,
It does that?
it's not for everyone. Of course, for me, I'm like, I've been carefully curating all my clothes and all my shoes and spending good money on them. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
You went
You're a
up
baby
my
again.
feet, I am, but I'm not. But my height isn't growing so far.
Like, that's
Just my
funny.
feet, which is not what anybody wants.
It's like,
It's like I'm a real man now. My feet are
How
half
big
a
are your
size bigger. Yeah,
shoes?
literally. I'm like half a size bigger.
That's so
Say.
good. That's great.
Yeah, no, it just makes you. I'm just a teenage boy. I'm like sweaty, horny, hungry.
Wow.
Like
Brand new testosterone. That's crazy. to
yeah,
think about.
acne. Like
Wow.
yeah, it's not cool for the most part.
Well, I was gonna ask this. because you said like there's so many things you didn't know about men going into it.
Yeah,
So,
everything.
Did you choose an IPA because you felt like this is a manly
juice. Yeah.
As I'm like,
No, I've always
God.
the only beer I like with alcohol. I didn't drink growing up because I grew up really Christian, and so when I first started drinking, I only drank tequila,
Word?
which is crazy.
which we also have.
Yeah, no, but I can't anymore
Okay.
because I only drank tequila for so long. It got some bad memories, and then I like this like hoppy flavor, and I actually can't drink other beers very well. So, but yes, I do understand that this is like the man, white man beverage.
Yes, I was
It's
like,
giving brewery.
Yeah.
I was like, is he going for a curled up mustache,
It's
white dude
giving
at the
Yeah, cornhole. It is giving cornhole. In honor of San Diego, I went microbrewery,
Yeah. Very
IPA.
niche.
Oh, man.
That's so funny. But that's look, I just wasn't ready. I don't dislike it. I just got to be in a certain mindset.
Yeah.
And I took the sip. Denisha saw my face. I was like,
Well, it's time to make you a man, Tim.
yeah, I guess so. I need more of that. You know
Show
what
us
I'm
your
saying?
chest hair.
Well,
I don't have chest hair yet.
Do you want
that's later.
want chest hair?
No, here's the weird thing. Also, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna get all the things that I wanted. It starts with ass hair. And
Ass
that's not
hair.
what it's not what you want.
Oh, that's
you
the
know?
Cuban
Like,
side because
Yeah. You don't get any
No, I have
Asian
no
ass hair?
No.
Oh,
My ass
no,
looks
no,
like a
no.
little baby.
Smooth.
Smooth.
Yeah, it's what did you ask?
About do you actually want chest hair?
Not really. I mean, I wouldn't mind a few sprouts. I really want a beard more than anything. But again, the Asian.
That Asian,
I got a lot of Asian in me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go for like probably goatee and like it's starting to slowly. I don't know if you guys remember your early facial hair days, but you know,
I'm
you get
in
the
it.
little wisps.
Never left.
Yeah.
I'm in it, man.
What's the fullest you can grow?
It'll get just straggly a little bit.
See, that's the Asian problem.
And these
You just.
little whiskers will begin to just kind of.
That's what I get too. It's like only forming right here.
That's will
That's
be the
being Asian?
extent of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, look, I do know, and they're Filipino too. Like the Asians I know with beards are either Japanese or Filipino.
Yeah.
I did know a guy. He was from the Bay actually. He was Filipino, and he was like, you know what? They say it's like a wives' tale, but if you just keep shaving it, man, it'll come in thicker. And he said he would do it even when there was nothing there.
Oh,
He said he would
interesting.
like ghost shave, and he started to get a beard. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's another thing. Shaving, I like didn't know how to like. I know how to shave above my knee, but I don't know how to shave like right here.
And I was thinking about most of the guys that I've dated.
Mhm.
They don't have hair, or they don't like hair.
Yeah.
They don't like hair.
Yeah, they shave themselves.
Mm.
Oh,
They're fully-
interesting.
yeah,
Do
so-
they buy? It's not just a bi guy thing, but it seems kind of. Or are they like
Bi
camera
guys.
guys?
I was like, no. Well, shit.
Yeah.
I think I have some questions I gotta ask.
That's funny.
I mean, now.
Well, as a not to buy guy, I don't like chest hair.
Okay.
I shave that.
No, man.
Yeah.
Do you? What about arm hair, leg hair? You fuck with that?
I keep that.
Yeah.
But I got
not
into
chest
shaving
hair.
my pits recently.
Oh, how's that? been?
Really?
Yeah.
All the way or just
All the
trim?
way.
Sometimes I trim them.
Oh.
Okay,
Why?
So elaborate.
Yeah.
Do I want to say the real reason?
You say
Yes.
what you
It's a
feel.
girl. It's a
what-
girl.
I told you the truth about my
Not
feet growing.
because of girl, but not in the way you think it.
Mm.
What is
So I
the
get
way?
annoyed when girls have armpit hair.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right, well, I can talk shit if I shave mine.
Oh, you know what? That's real.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so she can be
Touche.
like, you have armpit hair.
Yeah.
This man is playing chess right here. He
It's like-
said,
Because you're
It's
not, you're
so
not allowed
not-
to not like
It's so
it.
not feminist that it's feminist.
right. And then Rick is gonna show up with a wig.
Yeah.
Long ass
Whoa,
wig.
whoa.
He's like, I like long hair.
You start shaving her. You start waxing her mustache because you're like, well, I do it.
I keep my toes done. If I can do it, why can't you?
Wow.
You start sucking dick more?
Never complain. Never fucking complain.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Okay, so as someone
Wow.
who's fairly new to transition life and you feel like, okay,
Yeah.
you're looking forward to like manly things.
Yeah.
Are there things from woman life where you're like, people can't see me doing this shit anymore because
I mean, I sang Wicked on the beginning. I've kind of accepted that it's like, I think people don't know where to place me because a lot of women think I'm a gay guy now, which I am bisexual. So it's like, okay, yeah, that's kind of true. And then the biggest thing is I just apologize. Like, men don't apologize. And I'm always like, oh, sorry. You know, like if you
just sound Canadian to me.
Yeah. Oh, see, maybe people are reading me as Canadian. No, there's not really. I mean, I don't like buy into the whole like toxic masculinity. So it's like I can just do whatever I want. But I do find that, yeah, the hugging, the culture, it's more the cultural little things. But I can't think of anything besides like apologizing or I mean, yesterday I wasn't paying attention. I went to Din Tai Fung with my girlfriend and I was just like on my phone and I walked into the women's restroom for a second, which I miss so badly.
It's way cleaner.
The men's
better, doesn't it?
Not just smells. Everything about the men's bathroom is
disgusting.
Always.
It's
True.
There's always wet.
It's always wet. Half of them don't have mirrors. I'm like, is it gay to perceive yourself? Look, next time you're in the men's bathroom, you'll be like, there's no mirror.
At Din Tai Fung?
No, at Din Tai Fung they do. At Din Tai Fung they do. At a lot of places, there's no mirrors. And
you
then
just
also,
be in East LA.
yeah.
They'll take
go to random taco shops.
In hood spots, they'll take the mirrors down so people don't tag them up.
Yeah, but they don't do that with the women. Women know not to tag up the mirror. Like, you're just in there to do your business, you
Maybe
know?
you just go to better places. I've been in some ladies' restrooms, and it was disgusting.
What?
Yeah, it was wet everywhere. There was toilet paper everywhere. There were sanitary napkins just exposed.
Where
Multiple
were
This
you?
sounds like a lie.
This was at Mastro's, and I was playing.
Sanitary napkins
I
everywhere.
love that. He
What?
was like, that's what the sign said. The sign says that that's what those are.
Hilarious.
That's so funny.
But you miss the women's restroom.
I miss a lot of girlhood. Like, I miss like
Telling somebody how pretty they are in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like-
Oh, yeah. I miss making friends with a random drunk girl, like being like, girl, you have your whole life ahead of you and I love you.
Yeah,
You know,
because-
like-
Yeah, we definitely get frowned upon when we do that.
Yeah, because as a man,
Bro,
you do
why the
that, and they
fuck
be like,
are you-
oh, this creep is trying to fuck.
Yeah.
Dude,
and why are
dudes-
you in here?
dudes don't talk to each other
They
at
don't.
all.
No.
There's no conversation. There's no friendly. I've made so many friends in the line in the
Yeah.
women's bathroom, like, and also just like being able to compliment people now. Yeah, it is different, but I've just learned like, okay, I'm just me, but I would be curious how people are perceiving me of like, are you gay? Are you friendly? Are you Canadian? What's the deal?
You know who you kind of look like? Saltburn.
Oh.
Very cute.
Yeah.
Somebody said that to me the other day too.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
hot. I'm down.
Yeah. You give me Saltburn vibes, just aesthetically. You just kind of.
I came in here nude, and then you guys said to put clothes on.
Stop humping the floor.
Yeah.
Did you watch Saltburn?
Oh yeah,
Did you watch it too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That movie is like.
Drink that bathwater.
I look, I went into it being like, I'm ready for this like artsy movie, and then there were parts of it I was like,
weren't ready for it.
oh.
I wasn't ready for it.
I loved it though.
Yeah.
Here was my issue. Rick, is spoiler alert or do you not care?
No, I've
Spoiler
never heard
alert.
it.
Y'all not gonna watch this shit.
It's a little.
It was one of these movies that was like you could tell they were kind of going for like Oscar shit because it was like artsy, kind of like like quote unquote weird, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't get nominated for any Oscars because I feel like maybe the Oscars felt that. But anyways,
They knew that they wanted it.
yeah, it's like you
Try hard ass.
Yeah, exactly.
that.
But there's crazy parts. There's like a part where like a dude like fingers a girl and he like licks his finger.
She
Then
was
he
bleeding.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
and he
That
drinks
was-
like
I
the
was like, what's weird about that?
Yes, I was like the major detail.
she was
of
bleeding,
that.
yeah, and like he drinks the bath water, like jizzed in bath water.
Yeah.
People were making at bars drinks that were like the bathwater drinks that look like
Because they're kind of
Yeah,
creamy.
milky.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the little.
that's
sprinkle.
too far for me.
You
No,
know,
I think that
here
one
was
too.
my issue with the movie because none of the weird shit was too weird. It didn't deter me from like liking the movie.
I can't wait to see what you say.
They didn't. His motivation wasn't a likable motivation, right? Because yeah, he kills everybody and takes over the mansion, but he's just a liar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's just a bad guy.
He's just a bad guy. They never give you a reason to root for him.
But they don't need to be likable. You're just watching an anti-hero. Like, I mean, I don't even think he's an anti-hero. I think he's just a villain.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's like you see a villain win and you're kind of like, oh, okay, that was cool. As opposed to be like, if he was, I don't know, if his parents were actually dead or like fucked up.
Oh, you wanted more.
I
than him
just
being off in the head.
Yeah, I wanted a reason to root for him, and then I thought there was a reason to root for him, and then they're like, "Oh no, it was all a lie." And then he kills everybody and takes over the mansion, and then he dances around with his dick out, which is great, which is what I would do too.
And he fucks the
grave.
grave. That was where I was like,
Yo,
so
he fucks the grave.
I was in the theater with all like mainly gay people who were really excited, and everyone was wooing and cheering, and then slowly it turned into groans of like, oh. Oh no! All of us were like, "He's gonna fuck the grave. He's gonna fuck the grave."
Yeah, and he fucks the grave. Like pulls his pants, draws down, and fucks a grave. A grave.
Yeah.
With like the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, brother. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Holidays on the house at DraftKings Casino, baby. With this season's offerings, you'll unwrap everything you wished for, from table games and jackpots to a slot at the top of everyone's list. Jingle bells, power reels, son. DraftKings is offering a warm welcome to new players with $100 instantly in casino credits with just a $10 wager. Now that's just lit. Plus, everyone can get in on the action with a holiday reward every week. So sign up with code NOCHASER5 because the holiday cheer is here. Only on DraftKings Casino.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 and over. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Opt-in required. Casino credits are non-withdrawable and expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos.
Special announcement: if you want to travel, I'm working with this company called Trova Trip, and we are scheduling a trip with me and y'all. If you want to pull up and you got some money to spend on some travels, November 2025, we're going to Mexico for some taco tour and a tequila making situation. Okay, it's gonna be me and like 25 of y'all. Pull up, come through. I think it'll be a good time. The link will be in the description for like early signups. I think the first 8 people get like a $200-300 discount or something like that. 4-star hotels are covered, meals are covered. You gotta cover your own like plane, but the hotel and the food and the activities are covered with what you're paying for. You know what I'm saying? So link in the bio to sign up, get some information. November, baby. Who's trying to like have some tequila and tacos with me? Let's do it.
I didn't think we were going to talk about Saltburn today.
Me
I'm not
neither.
gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
I've never actually. I don't even know if anybody's like seen it in like anybody I bring up Saltburn to like has never. They don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm not here.
Yeah.
You don't exist.
I'm not here.
But low key, I'm glad I've never been able to gripe about it until now.
What vibe do I give off that's Barry Keoghan? Because you just said he's like the worst. That you just quoted him in the movie where he fucks a grave and he's the villain.
Physically, face. You look like him.
Face, yeah. A little bit of this. That's what's coming out with the testosterone. I'm starting to get some. You're giving me grave fucker vibes. It's really weird. You grew up in San Diego? Is that what it was?
Oh, a lot of Rick can
Is
ask
it
anything,
that?
right?
Yeah.
You fucked the grave before, didn't you?
Is that because you're trans or no?
Yeah. Does testosterone make you fuck graves?
This guy on the list. He said, "Thank God, I was waiting for you to clear." You said ask anything, and I have my ask anything questions right here.
Here's my AMA Reddit list.
Yep.
Do you fuck graves? Do you drink cum bath water?
Yes,
I need
yes,
to know.
and yes.
Well, let me ask you this. How long have you been
Asian? My whole life.
a try guy now?
Like half a year. It hasn't been that long.
And what's like, because I feel like to be a try guy, a lot of it is like, you're trying shit, right?
That is part of the name.
Right. So what's the weirdest shit they had you try that actually kind of had you like anxious?
I haven't tried that much in terms of like the traditional try guy. So where this all, like how I became a try guy, I was just talking to my friend Zach, telling him about my transition, telling him it was funny. And he's like, there feels like there's like a show in this because, and that's where the show that I ended up doing with them called New Guy Tries is a play on like being a try guy, but also just being a man for the first time and being a new guy. And so all the things that I did in that show were things that I was afraid of. So like going to a barber shop and like being around all men and knowing things about like getting what is a fade, what is a taper, what do guys fucking talk about at the barber shop? And then I got a suit made. I learned how to grill meat. I did CrossFit.
I still don't know how to really grill meat.
Yeah, I did a gay guys hang versus a straight guys hang where we like the gay guys went to drag brunch, which I was very comfortable there. But then with the straight guys we played poker and I don't know what the fuck we're doing, like, you know.
Me
so
either.
yeah. But that's the thing that I learned in most of this is that all of the guys that I talked to, the most surprising thing was that all of these cis men were like, I don't feel like I know what this is either. And like, I think a lot of cis men just have to pretend or bluff that they are, oh yeah, I'm a man or I know what manhood is. But it's like, then you get them talking and they're like, oh, I don't feel super confident in that either, or I'm kind of bluffing my way through that. Whereas, like, I think women have to examine a lot earlier in their life what kind of woman you want to be because there's so many types and ways of being a woman, and it's just much more, I don't know, focused on.
And dudes kind of have to fake it because it's not as like talked about almost.
Because it's like gay to talk about it, you know? So you can't be like, hey man, I'm struggling with my masculinity. How are you doing?
Well, what's funny is when I originally asked you that question about like, are there girly quote unquote things that you like don't want to be seen doing, right? I specifically was thinking about one time where I was like, you know, it's like I saw a tweet where it was like, yeah, you can't, dudes don't, like, something about dudes taking baths, like, that's gay.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I love taking baths. It's so warm. I love it, you know?
There's a lot of stuff thrusted upon men.
Yeah.
Whereas this is what it is to be a man.
And that's so sad. You just want less achy muscle. Like, you can't take a bath or you're gay.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It's silly. Motherfuckers care, and it's like,
That's
why?
oppression.
What for? It's crazy.
That's the real, I mean, the thing that I went to a talk one time that Gloria Steinem gave, and she was talking about, like, feminism and how she was like, one thing I wish people knew is that feminism at this point is, like, men, it's just as useful for men as women because men are stuck in these archaic ideas of, like, you can't take a bath or you're gay. So then you have dudes who are like, you know what's so funny about the bath thing? I actually had a conversation with a guy friend that I was like, my first guy hang where I was like one-on-one just with the cis dude. I'm like, what the fuck are we going to talk about? And I was asking my guy friends, I'm like, what do I talk about? What do I bring up? And then at one point we started talking about baths and he was like, I love a bath. I'm like, I love a bath. And I was like, they're like, what'd you end up talking about? I'm like, baths.
That's so funny. I think regardless of gender, though, the most annoying part is people just give so many fucks about what other people do.
Yeah,
Like, why do
exactly.
you care?
Yeah.
'Cause,
Exactly.
like, I'm not a fan of baths. Only because it's kind of slippery getting up. That's it. That's the only reason, right?
That's fair.
But
Dangerous.
I'm never going to be like, ew, you take a bath, dog?
Yeah.
You don't slip getting up. Like, what does it matter what you do over there?
Yeah.
That's the weird part for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of bats.
You're not a bad
Really?
No.
See?
She not a woman, yo.
To me, it just feels like unless I go through the whole routine of rinsing off before I sit in the water, it's just the thought of being
Dirty
in.
soup.
If I didn't clean my tub, it's just too much things that I'm thinking about. And whenever I think of baths, I just think of Epsom salt and to relax my muscle.
Yeah.
That's it. I have friends that do the full tray.
Yeah.
And that to
Have
me
their
just sounds
Book, iPad.
it just sounds gross to me. You're just sitting in your own stuff for like an hour and then you come out pruny and you still got to rinse off. It just feels like a lot of work. So
It's great.
See?
and I get I know why people like it. I just wish I did, but I don't. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Doesn't make you any less.
It doesn't.
Thank
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
You're
so
still a woman,
much.
Nikki
And
Blades.
you're
It's
still
okay.
a man.
Thank you.
love a good shower.
But I also didn't need that validation because I know.
I think there's something to that too. I think the men just don't give a fuck what people decide is manhood.
Yeah, my uncle and my dad used to find it hilarious. So they're like, my dad was 6'2", my uncle's like 6'3", 6'4", my grandpa's 6'5". They would
Damn, this is tall
Tall
people in
family.
your family.
They purposely would wear their hair in braids and pigtails when their daughters would go and do it and would go out and be like, I wish somebody would say something to me.
Yeah.
Because you can't. And we wear things called like lava lavas or pareos that are like, wraps. And my dad used to show up to all my games, all my softball games in high schools in these wraps, which some people would call skirts.
Yeah.
And would be like, I wish somebody would try to say something to me.
I wish someone would try to say something to your dad.
And it was one of those things where it's like, none of those gender roles really have to exist if you just know
Who
yourself.
you are. Yeah.
Well, what's funny is, right, and I've joked about this before, but like, so my daughter's about to be 4, and I was hyped because I was like, girl dad life is lit. I love Disney movies and like doing girly shit. But then I was like, I had my boy who's about to be 2, and I was like, I don't play catch. I don't fucking shave.
He's gonna send him to Auntie Nikki. Auntie Nikki plays softball and sports.
I was like, am I supposed
she
to?
doesn't take baths.
She doesn't even go to her.
She don't even bathe. And I was like, am I supposed to do manly shit?
Yeah.
I was like, what am I supposed to do? I was like, with my boy, I'm like, but you know what's funny is. And this might be because we've been so, because Veda, my daughter, she's been so obsessed with like, Elsa and like princesses lately. She's been such a girly girl lately. Q, my boy, he's been around it, so he's been putting on her little like fucking fairy wings and her little tiara.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, man, whatever.
Yeah. Let him dress up.
Oh, sweet. Cool. I don't have to do anything.
I don't have to do shit.
You're like, this is what we do. We don't play catch. No,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a vibe. I literally talked to like 3 of my guy friends on Try Guys had just had kids too, and they were saying the same thing. They're like, I did musical theater. I don't know what to do if my son wants to play football.
Same, yeah.
Like, what? But that's the thing is like, all of that is just gendered in society and what we like teach people.
When he turns 13, just walk in his room, 2 gloves and a ball, toss him one and say, it's time to teach your old man how to catch.
My boy, we need to talk. Your old man needs to learn how to be a man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I noticed you've been shaving, buddy. Could
He
you show
shaves
me
before
how?
me. He also loves dinosaurs and guns. So I mean, Nerf
Q,
guns.
can you tie this tie for me, man?
Time to teach your dad how to catch. That's so funny. You don't play catch at all? It's fun.
Well, you know what? Yeah. I can catch, but like I never played
Sorry,
catch.
I feel like I failed you as a friend.
I just don't believe you when you say
You
that.
could catch.
I'm like, I'm not but like, did I ever like fucking have the fucking baseball mitt? No, never.
That's so crazy.
I am the one that does
Did you play softball?
softball,
Yeah, same.
volleyball.
You were an
Same,
FD1.
same.
I knew shit.
Yeah, I was like, I did all those things. I lift weights.
Yeah. Rick, did you play sports?
Yes.
What'd you play?
All.
Yeah.
All?
Yeah. Well,
Like lacrosse
all the
and
man
and
ones.
curling?
All the West Coast ones.
Curling? You're so Canadian.
Yeah. The secret's out.
I could teach Q the things.
Yeah.
Probably from a chair, but I can instruct really well. Hey, Uncle can't move like he used to, man. But look,
The bees done creeped in and got me early.
Wow. And how about you? Sports?
I played same softball, volleyball. But the thing is, I was really bad at sports, but I was the team captain because I was the captain of everything. Like,
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was the captain because I was cheerful, but I was bad at sports. Like I won most improved in my softball game.
So you're focused.
My senior year, when I was the captain, I got most
How
improved.
the hell did they let you be captain?
Because I got all
It's
you
like-
need is the vibe to be captain.
As
Yeah.
somebody- I'm sorry. As somebody who played, I like to fight that theory.
Yeah,
It was
but-
like, I don't really got a position for you.
Yeah.
You know what? You can be captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've never heard of a vibe.
Yeah, no, it totally. I would just go up. What are the captain's main jobs? You go up, you shake the hands of the other girls. You're like, hey, how's it going?
Hilarious.
You
Let's
go
play
for
a
the
good
coin
game.
toss.
You go for the
Motivational
coin toss.
speech.
And then that's it. On
Okay,
the
your
side,
morale.
yeah, morale. On the sides,
Understood.
I'm like, let's go, ladies.
Oh, so supportive.
That's another thing. I can't say lady. I went to a Sparks game. I love, I don't like men's sports. So I go to women's sports, but now I'm like, all right, ladies, let's go. But it sounds really like kind of, I don't know.
You can't say
You
bitches
can't
anymore
say-
either.
Yeah, I can't say bitches to my
Yeah, I
friends.
would miss
say
that so
bitches
much.
and-
Unless you're
Unless-
coming from your sassy tone,
Yeah.
you can say bitch. You saying, come on, ladies, I felt nothing.
Really?
It sounded fine.
Okay. I think it was just it made me feel weird of like, is it feel like I'm talking down to
No.
these women?
No, because you get it.
Well, but you gotta go like
But people don't know I get it. Some people just
but you also gotta go zero.
I understand the concern.
You gotta go all the way
Okay.
in though. Like if you want to say bitches, you gotta go 100%. Like fuck these bitches.
No, you
And,
don't take no
Uh,
advice from Tim.
I'm not, don't worry.
No.
Well, I was gonna ask you,
You
this
bitches
as well.
need to step it up out there.
Oh my God, are we fighting?
Come on, bitches. Oh well, that works.
Yeah, that's
I think that works.
See?
Okay, let me ask you this. Because this was stored in the back of my mind when you said it. You said you come from a very religious family.
Yeah.
And who's Filipino? Mom's Filipino?
Mom's Filipino, but it wasn't Catholic. So we weren't Catholic. I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, which is like Jews for
Oh.
Jesus,
I'm sorry.
basically.
A what?
Interesting.
Yes, SDA, Seventh-day Adventist.
SDA, homie.
Yeah.
SDA from the SD.
Yeah.
And Lane, what is that?
It's basically Christians who go to church on Saturday instead
Right.
of Sunday. And it's one of the, have you guys ever heard of the blue zones? There's like 5 zones in the world
Yeah,
of
the
people
healthy.
who live the longest. Loma Linda, which is like the mecca of Adventism, is one of the most like thriving groups of people who live like hundreds of years because they're vegetarians. They don't drink.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what are their views on like a trans?
Not good.
Okay.
Not
and how
good.
did your family deal with that?
My family wasn't cool with it before, but then later on, like they slowly. I first came out as bisexual. My siblings actually trans and came out as trans
Oh.
before I came out as trans, and it was really hard for my parents at first. But like to their credit, they really were just like, "Wait, we love you, and we don't like." Why would we reject you?
Like-
And like even later, my parents were like, "Hey, I'm sorry if we taught you even that God doesn't that reject
Oh,
that
wow.
has nothing to do with God. That's like what the church feels, not like
100%.
actual God. So like I
Amazing.
was really lucky to get
That's
that
amazing.
with my parents. Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Because not all religious Asian
Yeah.
parents.
Oh, God.
The thing is, we still had to be very successful. I'll say,
Yeah.
like
Hey.
you can't be a
I
bum
don't-
and be.
I don't
That's
care
so
what you
funny.
turn
Yeah.
into or what you
Yeah.
love, but if you are a failure,
Look,
Yeah,
on
you
a-
gotta be successful. Period.
Look,
justify all your
on a
actions.
way less deeper level.
Yeah.
When the kids ask me, "Yo, Tim, I'm trying to be an entertainer, but I have Asian parents. How do you deal with
Yeah,
that?"
yeah.
I will always tell them, they will accept you when you make money.
Yes.
When
That
you
is
start making money and show them
And
like,
it's consistent.
yes,
And they're like,
that this is not just some
this
bullshit.
is a real job.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really hard to explain. Like I said, most of my family are doctors because it's a career that just like education is so big for Asian families.
Mhm.
And it's something that makes sense. And to my parents' credits, they were cool because they were like, hey, the thing is, we love you and we support you, but we don't know how to, because my sibling works at Cartoon Network as a director, and then
Wow.
I'm like a writer / creator type of person. And they were like, we support you, but we don't know how to help you.
Mm.
And that was fair. That's valid. I think most parents are just afraid of like, are you going to be able to survive? Like, are you going to be able to do this? But you're right. The second you start making money, they're like, oh, we're good.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And they'll also like,
And give me some.
yeah, exactly.
Just pay a couple bills, take them out to eat. They'll be
Yep.
fine.
Yeah, goddamn it, yeah, so yeah.
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 I was like,
Pay a couple
oh.
bills all the time.
pay a couple all the bills, yeah.
All the bills. I think I just paid our phone bill right now before we got on.
Oh, amazing.
I was like, I still
No, you're a better. See, I'm still on my parents' phone plan.
stop.
Are you?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
I remember having to kick that off. I said, "Look, I paid a bill. You pick up the phone." And he was like, "Look, I'll pay."
That's
the damn
where my
bill.
so my parents' logic was, we'll pay your phone bill, but you always have to answer the phone. I'm
You-
like,
that's-
I'm
that's the
cool.
rule.
Works
That
for
is
me.
the rule.
Yeah,
Dad's rule. Whoever pays the bill, you have
yeah.
to abide by.
But
their
your dad
rules.
wasn't answering your calls.
You know what? He got testy a couple times.
Yeah.
I said, "You need to calm down. You better pick up this phone when I call you, sir."
Oh,
And so have the Try Guys like, because I'm trying to think of like all the stuff that I watched the Try Guys do.
hmm
The craziest one was like, oh man, I remember when they put on the thing,
Yes.
the labor pains one.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Like what do you feel like is
You
the
thought that was crazy?
Well, I mean, this is
yeah.
what's funny is like the Try Guys kind of started by like trying stuff that women were going through.
right.
And that's what, like, especially in like 2014, this just people weren't really doing that weirdly. And so, like, they gained a lot of like doing labor pains and stuff. There was a moment in our series where we had just done this whole workout thing, and then we were going to do a cold plunge. And I was with the like most masculine dude on the Try Guys. We're supposed to be in there for 3 minutes. He could not, and this man is, I swear to God, no body fat on him at all. And I had been
That's probably
suffering
why.
through the whole thing.
Yeah.
He gets in the cold plunge, 1 minute, he's out.
Stop.
And I was just sitting there and he's like, how are you doing this? And I was like, oh, because I've been a woman most of my life and I had a period and you just
Yeah.
have to suffer through. You can't opt out of like,
No,
my whole body hurts and I'm bleeding right now. And I was like, oh, men don't know what it's like to just suffer and live your life. He was like, I can't do it. I can't do
You're
it.
like,
And he got out.
what?
Oh, I can't wait for you to get to the stage where all you have to do is suffer.
Yeah.
And live your life.
What's the suffering?
Everything, but not pain. Just everything else.
What?
Elaborate.
Elaborate.
I would love to hear.
Is it shit?
Especially in a relationship.
Okay, so from a romantic standpoint, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's never about you.
But
And you
here's
have to just
and
let it be.
But I think that's my relationship's great, and I feel like that's interesting because I guess I come from my girlfriend is now trying to tell all of her girlfriends like, you need to date a trans man. Like somebody said, if you want a man that was written by a woman, it's a
so
trans man.
bad.
Well,
And
there-
it's like they know everything you've been through. They know like all of everything that she says, I like actually relate to and have experienced. And so it's like, I feel like I have a lot of empathy.
Yeah,
you know?
because
For us, we know nothing.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be an asshole.
So you shave your own
just-
armpits.
No, you just you be quiet and you suffer through it.
Well, there's
Ah.
a Steve Harvey interview clip that went viral recently where he's saying, if you want your marriage to last, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Huh.
where he's like, I'm just gonna be quiet, and because like he's saying like as the husband, it's in your best interest to just be like, all right,
Yeah.
fine.
You got it.
So it's interesting because I know you're coming from a level of empathy because you
Mhm.
date women,
Mhm.
right? So you understand a lot of that. I'm bi and I've dated women
Mhm.
before, and I've realized I was like, oh, I was the one that didn't know how to express my feelings.
Mhm.
So I probably was more on the side of the guys.
Are you
where it was-
daddy's girl? Were you the first? Were you
I
the
am the
first daughter?
oldest.
Same. I was
Yeah.
the same. So I actually didn't know because I found out recently that men who have daughters raise their daughter
To
their
be
first
their first
like a
sons.
son. Yeah.
1000%.
And so I also had no access to my feelings.
Yeah, and when I dated a woman, I realized I was like, oh my God, I have to communicate
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
My only job is to actually articulate whatever the hell I'm thinking
Yeah.
and feeling.
Yeah.
For my partner, I did take that on to my male relationships,
Yeah.
which helped. But for the guys, you don't. Okay, so is it that women don't create a safe space for you to communicate your feelings?
I don't want to say that, and I don't want to play too much on the empathy aspect. I think it's just a level of understanding.
Okay.
You have a certain level of understanding based on your life.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time for men and women, that's just different.
Mm-hmm.
So neither of you really understand the other. But when a woman is not being understood, it comes out in a certain way. Men don't get to do that when they're not being understood. You have to just take it.
Ooh.
I'm not being understood, but I can't really act out on it.
I get what you're saying. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's probably part of the problem of not being socialized to communicate. It's like women are just socialized to communicate in a certain way that men aren't, and I think men are taught to be a lot more direct, and women are taught to talk about the emotions behind what they're feeling, and men are very solutions oriented,
Right.
which was
Yeah.
my problem too, being like mainly raised by my dad emotionally. I was always just like, well, what's the solution? You're telling me this problem. I don't want to empathize. I just want to tell you what I think you should do. But I do think that makes me sad because I don't think men should just have to suffer silent. I know it's like a funny trope of like, yeah, of course Steve Harvey said that. And yeah, like most men, you're wise to like hold your tongue. But at the same time, it's like, I do think that men and women can learn to communicate with each other.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just a lot of shit that needs to be unlearned.
Yeah.
And that's just going to be too difficult because I communicate.
You communicate.
I communicate.
You guys
but
both communicate.
It's frowned upon. Like,
Okay.
that's why I say the things I say because I've done it. It's not like, I can't say anything
Yeah,
because
right,
I think this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, no, I did it. And it didn't go well. So it's just kind of like, everybody is kind of loosely taught the same things. So even a woman who communicates well, understands, and has empathy, yada, yada, when it's coming from a man, it's like, men aren't supposed to do that. Not because something's wrong with her. It's what everybody's taught.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is important.
Yeah.
Because the way that you're even saying this right now is like, damn, we have to do better.
Yeah.
We just have to do better.
There's unlearning on both sides
Oh,
to
yeah.
be done.
Yeah, we have to do better.
Men need to do a lot of learning.
But if you do encounter somebody that, if you're fortunate enough to come across somebody that can communicate, regardless of gender, geez, you really can't, take that for granted because we're all learning. Like you said, I had to take accountability. These guys call me out all the fucking time.
Yeah.
It's so annoying to have to grow. It hurts and it's painful and I can't always be right because I'm around two men that don't fit the norms.
Yeah.
Jeez. But it's good because we have moments like that and I was like, damn, I really hope that the next relationship, regardless male or female, that they don't feel that way.
No, and nobody should. And the way to do that is to communicate up front at the beginning. Like, hey, I want to hear what you're saying. And I think a lot of times, listen, because of the way we've been socialized, we'll say things that will naturally offend each other. But at the core of a relationship is we are on the same team and I am trying to understand you. So, okay, the way you said that offended me. And what did you mean by that? But I also want to understand you so that you feel like you have an equal place in this. And I think it's good to, this is what I'm saying. This is exactly the point of, like, the irony of transitioning is I think so many people are like, oh, what's it like for you? And what are you learning at? And really, like, more often than not, it allows cis people to understand and explore their own feelings about stereotypes that they've been put in. Like, that is such an interesting perspective of, like, it shouldn't be that guys feel like they just have to shut up in order to be happy. That's terrible.
It is. And as somebody that's been married for 7 years now, goddamn. I definitely try to keep a good balance of, like, is this worth the battle?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, let me not.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'm like, hold on a second. She should know she just pissed me off.
Yeah.
And I will vocalize this.
And
you
it's
know what I'm
important
saying?
to me.
For sure. Yeah.
And all gets interesting. You just said something super important that I feel like most people don't understand, even those who communicate. It's two parts to communicate.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of people feel like, I said I feel this way. I communicated. did you listen to
Yeah.
the response?
Right.
Yeah.
Did you take that into consideration?
Yeah.
And most people don't. They feel like, hey, I communicated
Yeah,
something
yeah.
with you.
Mm.
Why are you not just whatever they want the response to
Right.
be?
One of my favorite tactics in communicating, that's probably the hardest, is you say something and you ask the other person to say back to you, what did you just hear that I said?
Oh.
Mm.
And then it gives each of you an opportunity of like, no, that's not what I meant.
Like, how did you
Or,
take this?
How
Yeah,
did you take it? Because
Yeah.
everyone's just filtering through their own thing.
For
So
sure.
exactly what you're saying of like, yeah, communicating is one thing, but the other person has to listen and be like, did you just hear what I said? And it's not in a did you hear what I said?
Mhm.
But like if it gives you an opportunity for them to say it back and be like, oh, I see where you got stuffed up. No, that's not
Mhm.
what I was saying at all.
Yeah.
I'm clearly communicating incorrectly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Women. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, when you got with your partner,
Mhm.
were you in your transition or you?
It
Where were
was,
you?
she actually gave me my first shot. She's a nurse, so she gave me my first T shot.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Yeah. I had transition, but like hadn't physically, aside from my top surgery, transition.
Okay.
Mhm.
But it has been I mean, a lot of our relationship is unlearning from her too. She had only dated cis men before.
Mm.
And so there's certain things that I did that were triggering to her that like honestly one of them was just cuddling in bed. Like she would be like, I don't want to have sex right now. I'm like, what? I'm not doing anything. And she's like,
Oh,
oh,
she thought
that's
that's
so
yeah.
funny.
Because she's like, I've never,
Oh.
she's like, guys only touch me like this when they want to have sex.
It's
Oh.
hilarious.
And I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to cuddle right now. Like,
That's so funny.
but those are the reasons that you need to have conversations because everybody's coming with different experiences.
Wow.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
But shout out
dudes
to
like to
that.
just cuddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some dudes like to
dudes
just
cuddle.
Until you feel something on your back.
Look,
Well, we
that
can't help
is
that. We can't
involuntary.
help that.
Until I feel
Yeah.
something on my back.
If I'm not moving it on your back, I'm not trying to do anything. It's just there.
Yeah, it's on you at that point,
Yeah.
right? Literally.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Oh,
Ash,
God.
Is there anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Yeah, watch New Guy Tries and try an IPA.
Yeah, try an IPA. It's great.
Bong water.
happy.
Bong water.
Bong water.
Well, hey, thank you so much for pulling up.
Communication.
We appreciate it.
Cheers.
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 Break
Cheers.
gender
Cheers.
norms.
Cheers.
Yes.
Love yourself. That's the theme for today.
Thank you so much for pulling up. It was
Yes,
great
amazing.
having you. And
Yes.
make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit.
Oh, my
Thank you for watching No Chaser Podcast. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
I'm Nikki Blades.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's take a